All right, that's thanks for that pause. I had to kind of move some of that stuff out of the way and kind of clear that up. So I want to go into this a little bit on the organization, right? So that organization is really pretty cool, and it's something that really helped me visualize. Let me see if I can zoom this in. It really helped me visualize what was how to arrange the inventory in a way that was conducive to managing a lot of inventory. Like I'm at like 5,000 cards listed on eBay, and it was a nightmare to try to sort through and figure out. And there's different ways that you can kind of view these cards. If I go to the whole, it'll show you like by lot, and you can go through there. One thing that's cool, they have the AI feature, and this little thing right here, AI, if you subscribe to the to a pro version or whatever, basically for a subscription, you can use that, and then I could select like that thing there, that row of cards in the inventory, and I could go to the export, and it would export them. And then when it does that, and it doesn't take very long, it sends them to their AI services, and then they come back and they look. They look just like that, and it populates all that information. So, you know, I didn't have to go in there and type Grand. I didn't have to do all that, you know. And with the Lightbox, I would have to create something and do all that. So that was awesome. But like I said, that is a paid service. It's not 100% accurate. It's fairly accurate. You know, I'm satisfied with the process. Even with the inaccuracies, and I'd say, man, it's over 85%. And it's not that it's making mistakes. It's like the system can't recognize it. So that's one thing to kind of think about. And like if I go to the baseball, anyway, let me shut off that light. That's a weird reflection there. So sorry about that. Yeah, so let me try to figure something out here. So let's say I wanted to go in there and I wanted to check out what's going on M. So here's another thing too, like that will kind of show you, like on those Chrome type cards, the card just has a different look, that look and feel than it does from the Lightbox, man. And I think, it'd be easy to be led to believe that, hey, the scanner will fix everything or make perfect photos. Man, I think a guy or gal is going to have to be good with the Lightbox and the scanner, really. So those are what I'm trying to do. Like, so if I go over here and I click on this list, edit all cards, and I think this is a real cool feature. So you see that it changes, and then you get your big view. So it gives you the front and the back, and you can go in there and you can edit whatever, right? What I did is I just went in when I did the scan, and top 60th anniversary, and that's what the data came back, the AI. But this is really cool down here. So it gives you kind of a back end look. And let's see if we can zoom in there. It'll tell you what category, what quality, year, the product, the team, blah, 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 blah. It says all that. And what I like is I can go in there and I can edit the value. So I could enter that cost. Like, so for those top 60th anniversary guys, let me pull out my notes here. For the top 60th anniversary, 2015 Topps Chrome anniversary, I think that's one of them I don't have, but I've got Topps Chrome base at 27 cents. So, but here's the finest Ken Norton. I know what I paid on those. 94 finest is 17 cents. So it can monitor my inventory costs as well. So that's cool. And then one thing you can do is, once that's selected, I could actually go over here to, I could select that. I could send it to AI this way, and it'll send the card into the system, and then boom, you get that, it comes back with all the information. So, I mean, that, I thought that's pretty kick-ass. I thought that's super helpful. And this is what I was saying. This is how it really helped me visualize. Like, I know how to put cards in a box, right? But for like a larger scale, it really helps me visualize how to manage the inventory better. And it kind of already sets it up in a way that's manageable. And when you do your export, like when I showed you, well, let's just go back to that export method. If I went to here, and then let's say I want to export this guy, and then I'll export it, and I guess I'll walk through this later, but when I export it, it'll send it to a backup file, right? And then that'll be the path, you know, it'll be in your ChronaCard backup file, and it will send you like a spreadsheet of whatever the row was. So that spreadsheet, essentially, it comes up with all the data that gets populated by the AI service. And that's, whoa, man, that is a huge time saver, even if it's inauthentic, or inaccurate, man. And just to kind of give you a glimpse. So, okay, that's gonna start up now. You know, with the Lightbox, man, it was just tough. The file management is difficult. You know, arranging the files and such. But then, and also too, man, those little bastards are kind of hard to see. So, and now that our spreadsheet has popped up, let me take the time to show you. Gosh, this feels so awkward, but hopefully it's good information for you. I know it's a learning process to me. So this is the data that's given to you through the system, right? By using that AI system, by using that AI service. Now, before I had the AI, when I was just using the free service, it would send this spreadsheet, but without the info. But I could populate it, you know, which is another thing that's huge for inventory management, because now I can visualize this spreadsheet, how it looks in this box, or how it needs to be better arranged to where I'm not handling so much product so often. So that's one of the like little intangible hidden things that utilizing the scanning process can do for you. So that's that, you know. I think I'm gonna cut it right now, man, and get this out, and then I'm gonna make another one that actually goes through the scanning process. So thanks for your patience. We appreciate it. We're gonna do this before tomorrow. All right, so we're still continuing this the scan process deal, and this is like the second part in that video. And what I have pulled up right now is just a side-by-side comparison with the scan photo and a Lightbox photo of the same card. And as you can see, there's a space and a depth on the Lightbox photo. There's also a lot of color movement that you get captured. A lot of different techniques that you can use with your backdrop. You know, I use black felt, and that seems to absorb and refract the light nicely. And it took a while to kind of figure that out, but you know, it kind of has a look and a feel. And this is not a great set to make an example out of that because of the kind of weird chrome finish these Finest have. But here you have the scan photo, and notice how it's just full. It's just right there. It's like bam, it's right in your face. There's not as much color movement and some of the bright features. Sometimes the color wash from the light beam as it's scanning, you know, is kind of unforgiving on chrome cards. It really doesn't give that vibrant, lifelike feel, you know. And maybe we'll look at a little bit more of those, but I wanted to bring up that comparison because I think it's important, you know, from the buyer's perspective. What's more enticing to a buyer? You know, if those are the same price, you know, and we know that we've got 17 cents into them, you know, so hey man, if someone was going to give us 17 cents for either one of those, which one would you most likely give 17 cents for? Maybe this one. But on the selling perspective, that's going to take me a minute, you know, to maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes, you know, because I'm going to inspect it. I'm going to go through it. I do a lot better detailed inspection on the light box. On this, from this standpoint, from the seller's perspective, I can get 12 images in 2 minutes, right? So in the amount of time it takes for me to unsleeve, place, photograph, pull back, re-sleeve, grab the next one, you know, I can do maybe 4 cards a minute, man, if I'm really hustling, but maybe 2 to 3 a minute, you know, 6 a minute. It's just a no-brainer in that regard. So let me kind of show you, and I'm going to do the best I can. You know, like I said, pardon the editing skills, but let me show you how this works. I've got a card that I couldn't find a picture for, and that's kind of what I was saying. Doing this, you know, doing a lot of the cards, just some of them when they come up, it's just hard to manage, man, that many. So I think I would recommend maybe a 400 count box, and if you sleeve them, you're not going to fit a full 400, but that's pretty good. I'd even go less, man. Maybe starting off maybe a couple hundred or so, just to see how you like the system. Let's go to our app, and it comes up. It's pretty straightforward. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit on some critical areas that will need addressed. So what I'll do is I'll take my cursor over to the photograph icon, and then that'll change. This little guy up here will begin flashing that says click to scan cards, just like that. So that's what I'm going to do. And sometimes that takes a little while to boot up. You know, it just is what it is. While I'm waiting on that, I can kind of show you guys. So, you know, that was kind of part of the earlier comparison. You know, you have your data, you know, and then here's how they come back from, you know, so when those photos go to that backup file, this is how they're looking. And it's so much easier to be able to discern what card is what. You know, I'm sure there's better ways of doing it or whatever. Everybody has their own way to skin the cat, but man, it's a lot easier to manage inventory digitally through the utilizing ChronoCard. And there's a gap in that thing starting up. Sometimes it takes a while. I'm gonna pause, and then we'll be right back.